This summer, the 76ers made the biggest splash of the offseason, signing Paul George to a 4-year, $212 million max contract deal. How does this shake up the Eastern Conference? Can Philadelphia's new Big Three dethrone the Boston Celtics? I don't know, but let's dive into the fit. What 76ers fans should be most excited for this upcoming season is Paul George's ability to play off the ball and catch and shoot. Last season alone, he shot 45% off catch and shoot threes, and when you have the best scorer in the league in Joel Embiid, who automatically shifts multiple defenders and whole defenses towards him, also who is coming off the best playmaking season of his career, this is where George and him can eat, attacking closeouts, potentially pulling a helper away from Joel, or spotting up and killing teams with this three ball. Along with that, last season, Paul George was in the 92nd percentile as a scorer in the pick and roll and in the 82nd percentile when you include playmaking out of the ball screen situations. That shows that Joel can also be a big addition to helping George in this area of his game, even though he's already pretty good at it. When Joel screens and him being one of, if not the best mid-range scorer in the game today because of his ability to shoot, face up, isolate, roll, and draw fouls, it's a given that the defense will shift towards his direction when he sets these screens. Check this clip out right here. The 76ers setting up some double drag action between Maxey and Joel, and when Maxey comes off that second screen, they hard hedge him and Brunson rotates and shifts towards Joel, leaving Kyle Lowry open in the corner for a wide open three. On this next clip right here, you see the 76ers wanting to get into some early drag action at the end of the quarter to get Maxey downhill. And when the screen is set, look, the big is attached to Joel and just leaves all that area in the paint wide open, allowing for a layup downhill for Maxey. This will easily be the best pick and roll big Paul George has ever played with. These two will elevate each other's games, scoring and playmaking wise. It also adds another dimension beyond the Maxey exclusive pick and roll partner. Along with that, I would be doing myself and you all a disservice if I didn't address the Tyrese Maxey point of it all. Maxey is a blur in transition and has arguably the quickest first step in the league. When he gets going down here, it's just like he just turbo boosts and arrives right at the rim. If George is in that weak side corner, teams will have to debate whether to bring that traditional rotation from the corner and allow a simple catch and shoot three from Maxey to him, or concede a potential layup or a foul. And add with another year of being a primary ball handler where he can improve upon his chemistry with Joel and overall playmaking ability while being able to maintain his three-point shooting. Because when Maxey is off the ball, he's very elite as well, posting elite catch and shoot numbers this previous season, and pairing that with his burst, the 76ers seemingly have a second and third option who are both elite off-ball players with the dominant interior presence. And at this stage of Paul George's career, after multiple lower extremity injuries, natural decline with his age, he's lost a good amount of his slashing ability. His ability to get past athletic defenders at the stage of his career is the most concerning part of his scoring arsenal. In the playoffs, we saw that especially with Derrick Jones Jr. guarding him. When you can't get past your defender, you have to overly rely on jumpers, and the less and less rim pressure you have, the more and more contested these looks are. Now, over the previous few seasons, he's tried to counteract that with some being a more proficient mid-range shooter. However, he's tiers below his old running mate in that aspect, like Kawhi Leonard. This is why he's relying on the three ball for majority of his scoring. This provides a higher ceiling when he's on, but when he's off, it does come at a cost of inconsistency. He looks like one of the best scorers in the league one night, and then the other night he looks like he's shooting tornadoes. And if you pair this with his ability to be a good but not elite playmaker, it puts a cap on the level you can reach with him as your first option offensively. Even though on paper it looks like he has the whole package to be that. Looking on the defensive side, defensively George is not on the levels he used to be in OKC or Indiana. However, I think his regression has been exaggerated. He is no longer the hounded point of attack guy anymore, and he probably isn't someone you want to put in a stopper role or running around a bunch of screens chasing movement shooting around. However, being 6'8" with the ability to match up with multiple positions at different points of the game while being still a very, very good helper, and having the veteran IQ to sniff out plays and generate turnovers, he can still be a very, very good defender, and alongside that, he can provide secondary rim protection, so it just isn't Joel Embiid or bust when it comes to that aspect of the defense, which the 76ers have needed for years now. Now, analyzing this move from a lineup and rotational perspective, like I'm Nick Nurse, the addition of George adds a lot of potential lineup options to the team, with George being able to play lineups anywhere from shooting guard to power forward. And with him, you could go with different combinations of Joel plus the bench, Maxey and George plus the bench. I doubt you ever want to just do George or Maxey alone versus the bench or even starters, but a small spurts or foul trouble, that could be a feasible option to maintain positive minutes. Now, transition to what's missing from this team. What's holding them back from being the overall favorites where the masses think they're over Boston? Now, if I'm a 76ers fan and I'm just thinking high-end goal, I don't think anybody's wrong necessarily for having Philly winning the championship, because they do have enough. With George's ability to play a 4, don't be surprised if Daryl Morey makes another move for a point of attack defender, because that's a gap on the roster defensively. Maxey, he can't cover that versus high-level teams, and Kyle Lowry can be good in that role. However, he's 38 years old, so you don't want him playing high minutes in that role. Offensively, they have a high-level passer / playmaking gap. Though all of their scorers have the ability to make good reads, it's just none of them are elite at it. However, with them all being very good scorers who can create advantages for the most part, the reads become simple. So it's not really much about adding an elite playmaker, more so just adding one more connective passer to keep the advantage when it's created. And it will be wonderful, to be able to do that so teams can't get back in rotation. But Daryl Morey is a wizard with the cap room and making moves and stuff, so don't be surprised if they add another addition before the end of the season. Now, if the 76ers add someone who can address the POA and connect them passing problems, along with healthy playoff runs from Joel and Paul George, they'll be nothing short of a tier 1 contender, and Paul George will complete the process. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know, where do you have the 76ers finishing in the East, and do you think they can win a championship this season? Holla at your boy.